Oh, yeah. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you. And we are bringing you fantasy news today here with 2/3 of the Monday crew. TD will be in here shortly, but we got my man Bogard Scott free in the building, repping the GMM Network.
Yeah. My Niners are going to the Super Bowl.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I sound just like them Cowboy fans, don't I?
Hey, any kind of way. I mean, shit, even in the Cowboys loss, they'll figure out how to say they're going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's so funny because anytime the Cowboys lose, TD be like, "Oh, that was a plan." He'll be like, "Oh no, it's okay to lose that one." Like, you know what I mean? Like, he never falters. I like that though.
Never. All right, let's shout out everyone who's in the building right now. And TD said 100. Yeah.
Hey, TD stays. And listen, if there's anything I respect, it's someone who's consistent, bro, and doesn't falter. You know what I mean?
There you go. All right, let's see. We got Anthony up in the building. Said, "What up? Big news day. Let's unpack it." Sir Bong's a lot in the building. What up? Antonio in the building. Who else up in the building? Dion said, "Thank God you told me not to drop Madison. Also, I need 15.4 from Lockett tonight. Let's go." Put the Monday Night Miracles in the chat. Let's get them willed into existence.
Hey, I remember when that dude was asking that. And we was like, you don't just drop a lottery ticket like that. That's a lottery ticket. You know?
There we go. Your number just got pulled.
Exactly. He might have just hit the lotto.
Yeah. And Austin said, if y'all want my professional opinion on CMC, here it is. He is done. The decline is here. Don't let anyone tell you different. We're going to get into some CMC news here real quick.
He sounds like the dude that had the first pick 2 years in a row, and he hates CMC now.
And Antonio said, "I was about to drop Hubbard in my Vampire League. Got CMC there. My gut said, you keep Hubbard, CMC going to get injured." I mean, nothing's told us any different for the last 2 years.
I mean, look, if I was in his situation and I did drop Hubbard, I swear I would have been that would have been the reason why CMC got killed. You know what I mean? It would have been his fault. You know what I'm saying?
Totally would have been.
Because I do that shit all the time. Listen, anytime some fuck shit happens, it's probably my fault. I'm responsible for all of it.
And Terry said, TD said, "Laugh my ass off. Better keep that same energy."
Hey, man, the Cowboys and the Niners NFC Championship. Let's go.
T-Money in the building. What up, bro? Second take extra. How about them Cowboys?
Hey, how about the Niners, though? Second take?
Hey, man, Niners doing that thing out here. And Facebook user says Burrow and Wilson think they are legit QBs for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach Wilson? I mean, if it's Zach Wilson, I'm assuming hell no.
Well, because there's more than one. You know what's funny? There's only two names, Wilson and Jones. Other than that, no quarterback's name is repeated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only times wherever, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, Zach Wilson, like, how about this? Tonight, I think tonight's a good indication of whether we should trust Russ the rest of the way, because this is the get back matchup right here. And if he can't get back with the get back matchup, I'm not going to say he's washed. I'm going to say it's the hand. It's really the hand. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then, I mean, I see this right away, and I think Russell Wilson, because like right off the bat, I'm like, hell no, Zach Wilson's not even going to be close to legit. So no way, nobody would even be asking some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I have Joe Burrow and Wilson the rest of the way, I'm probably going Joe Burrow, because at least but here's the thing. The last 2 weeks, they really figured out, like, oh shit, we got Joe Mixon, don't we? You know what I mean? And like that hurts Joe Burrow. And if you look at Joe Burrow's numbers, they're all front loaded from earlier in the season when they were trying to get Mixon going. Because remember, Mixon was banged up early on. You know what I mean? So so there's that. Because Russ, it's really just the hand, bro. Russ got all the weapons. They have zero run game and a bad defense. This is fantasy 101 here. This is like it's supposed to equal fantasy output. It hasn't because of the hand.
See, this is the JC Money's acting like we were expecting Bogard to ask. But JC Money said, "Let's go, Vikings lost."
You know what's funny? I wanted to text him throughout the game, but like I won't even bet on my team. That's how scared I am about jinxing it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Earlier when I'm saying the Niners are going to the Super Bowl, we're not going to Super Bowl, but like it's fun saying that because I see why people say this shit now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's kind of fun.
It's all emotion, eh?
Yeah,
no one can tell you wrong.
It kind of pisses people off too, like realistic people. Like anytime I hear people say the Cowboys fans be like, "Oh, we're going to Super Bowl," I'm like, You know what I mean? Like even Raiders fans, I just laugh. Like, bro, are you serious? You joking? Like, you know what I mean? Like
when they start laughing, I put the Stephen A face on right there.
Oh shit.
Oh, and that question was from Antonio. What up, bro? And he said, "Shout out from Guadalajara, Mexico." Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where you celebrating your birthday, bro?
Oh, so no. This isn't your birthday, brother Antonio.
Oh, okay.
This is an Antonio on Facebook, Antonio Ramirez.
Oh yeah. That's my cousin too, though.
Yeah, man. And how's it feel, bro? Today's your unbirthday, and then your real birthday is tomorrow. How's it feel?
Feels good, man. I feel old. Like Like I think I didn't drink at all yesterday until the night game started because I had to go make a run to the store and I'm like, hey, well, let's get drinks. And like I passed out before the game was done. So I woke up this morning like, damn, I'm old.
Yep.
I'm old.
And Dion said, "Yep, in it for the last wild card spot in the NFC, potentially." All right, here we go. Had enough time having fun in the beginning. Now we got to get to some not so fun stuff. And Rendon, right on point, said, "Screw CMC. It's not CMC's fault, but his body is breaking down. He is done for the season."
Ah! And you know what's fucked up?
Oh shit, Antonio had he had some family or some friends throw him a surprise birthday party. Said he drank too much, had to call out of work today.
Nice.
Get the party started, bro.
If you need me to call in a bomb threat in your work, let me know, bro. I'll clear that house real fast. You know what? The CMC thing sucks because it might not even be like it might be something he can come back to for in 3 weeks, but because of the original rule, they made a modification to the IR rules. Like, because now you can get on IR twice in a season. Before it'd only be one time.
Yeah.
So this is that second time. So he's just done.
Yeah, and they're not playing for shit. Like there were a couple weeks ago. They're gonna have to tear off. I mean, without CMC, we already know that they're done. They're 5-7 right now. How far have they fallen from grace when they started the season 3-0?
Yeah,
they've gone 2-7 since that 3-0 start.
It's not good.
to say the least, is definitely not good.
For real.
Cam looked horrible. PJ Walker comes in like, yeah, I'm about to steal the job from Cam. Nope, interception. So like everything is bad over there, right? It's so bad that they're hoping that Darnold comes back.
Yeah, that's really ugly. I kind of want him back for DJ Moore's sake, though.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'd probably ever advise anyone to start out of Carolina, right? It's probably just DJ Moore.
Yeah, because Robbie Anderson, we already know what he is.
Yeah, and Cam Newton, man, shit it on me hella bad, bro.
Shit it all over my Super Draft Pro lineup.
Me too.
I knew that the Dolphins had a legit defense. I just didn't think that the Panthers were that trash that they were going to get mollywopped like that.
CMC, bro.
It's great. They were hating on Mike Davis. They didn't want him. Mike Davis, obviously not this year. He's not looking like it, but he was so much better than Hubbard was last year as the CMC replacement.
Shit, he would get all the targets. Is Teddy B just competent enough to make sure that they're viable in fantasy? Did Teddy B have Mike Davis on his fantasy team? Is that what you're telling me?
What's crazy is as little of an upside as he has, his floor was so high. Like Sam Darnold didn't look as good as Teddy B did. Cam Newton's definitely not looked as good as Teddy B did. I mean, what the hell do the Carolina Panthers want?
I don't know. And for Teddy Roosevelt, I mean, he's Teddy Roosevelt for a reason. He had three guys in the top 25 at receiver. Like, he was feeding everybody. Everybody was eating.
And everyone could say blah, blah, blah about CMC and all that, but Mike Davis was eating too.
Yeah, because Joe Brady's a genius. I mean, it is also a real thing that, like, coordinators, they get hip to your shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, just like that's drastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it's just a combination of everything, bro.
Yeah.
CMC, man, I'm gonna end up with a lot of CMC next year because he's probably gonna be going like second round, third round, maybe not third, but I'm gonna end up with a lot of CMC. Watch. I'm gonna be mad fuck next year too. Watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. Draft him with he's gonna be like Barkley was this year. You draft him with the end of the second round pick or something like that. And he's still not holding up, But we got a lot of news to get into. Now we don't have a bunch of news on Dalvin Cook as of yet, but they said they was dealing with like a torn labrum on one of the sides of his body. He was like already playing through that, and so they're doing more tests. Doing more tests today to see what it actually is and see the severity of everything. But not good for Dalvin Cook either. So fire up Madison, but we already know. Oh, I didn't even see that yet. Second Take Extra said Cook on IR for 3 weeks. So shit, I mean, he's done for fantasy. I mean, if he can come back in week 15 or 16, but still that's rough. That's rough. Zeb in the building said, what's up with the trees? And he said, fuck your Niners, bro.
Yeah, I love it. He's either a Cowboys fan, a Raiders fan, or a Vikings fan, because that one's fresh.
Oh yeah. And JC Money in the building. What up, bro? He said it's because Mike Davis is a Gamecock, baby. That's why he sucks. Because talking about how much he sucks this year. He was good last year, though.
Yeah, because he's a Gamecock, not a Falcon, apparently.
All right, we got a lot of
sucks.
Yeah, he does. We got a lot of stuff about COVID reserve going on today. Like really, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a really weird day because it's literally the week, after Thanksgiving. We already know everyone's around everybody and shit like that. So we got Mike McCarthy. He's already been ruled out for Thursday's game due to being placed on COVID reserve.
Yeah.
TJ Watt placed on COVID reserve. Damn. Patrick Peterson placed on COVID reserve. Kevin Byard from the Titans placed on COVID reserve.
Yeah, Patrick Peterson was all over my Niners too, man.
Yep. He's finally looking good out there. Well, not looking good. I'm going to say looking okay.
Hey, Ayuk was punking him, bro.
Yeah.
He was mad. He was mad at the youngster hitting him with a double move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is it's ugly out there right now. It is ugly. Like this is what's going to separate everyone getting a championship from everybody else in the league, because you got to be on point with the pickups this week. You got to be on point with your starts and sits. You guys better be tapped into these shows like literally every single day.
Can you name me like 8 must-start running backs?
Shit, no. Because all the ones that I want to say in the top 10 are all like out for the season already. Jonathan Taylor. Oh, and Jonathan Taylor's not even. No, that's next week. He's not playing.
Okay, so would you say that because of the landscape of injuries at running back, that if you have a starter, he's a must start? Like, would you say Gaskin's a must start now?
Yep.
Right? That's how bad it is.
Because who are we going to play? You going to play Gaskin or you going to play Hubbard? Like I'm playing Gaskin over Hubbard all day. I don't even want to play Hubbard like as bad as the Carolina Panthers been looking. And those are like some questions that we're going to get this week.
Well, I mean, not this week for Hubbard because he's.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean. But that's some questions we're going to be getting,
Yeah.
We're going to be getting things like that, like guys who maybe they were potential flex plays, but due to all these injuries now, I mean, Yeah, if you have a starter, you're probably playing him.
Real talk.
Unless his name's CEH, and then you're probably not playing him.
Hey, I like CEH.
I know you do. That's why I'm giving you shit.
He came back and got the workload. Hey, listen, man. I'd still say hold on to double barrel Daryl, though, because Clyde is a wee little man. You know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
Washed. You remember his injury last year? The injury that kept that, his regular season ending injury.
What was it? Was it his shoulder? I can't even remember at this point.
It was like a hip, but like somebody went to tackle him and grabbed him from the back of his shoulders and fell on him. And instead of falling forward, like he went down and did the splits. Like that's how little he is, bro. They fucking, you know what I mean? Fuck this whole shit up.
I mean, that's what happened to Cook yesterday.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He was, he was going forward. Lineman starts pulling him back. His leg, just gets his toe or whatever, gets caught all the way under his leg. And shit, I mean, damn near like broke his damn leg off is what it looked like. But really, I think
really
it was
shoulder, apparently. Hey, you get carted off. It was like, first of all, buddy from last night, before I crashed out, I saw that Jack Conklin injury. And he walked, how come they didn't get that man a cart, right? But they'll get Dalvin Cook a cart for a shoulder injury. You know what I mean? You can walk, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, when your emotions are hurt that bad, you don't want to move.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe, but Jack Conklin's just like a massive man too. Like that was crazy. Because he tore his patella tendon. His whole shit was fucked up. You know what I mean?
So for those who didn't catch that, Jack Conklin tore his patella tendon. He's missing the remainder of the season. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, trying to walk off and shit, and you see him not wanting help from anybody. There's just a difference in some of these warriors out there.
Yeah. Like that guy's a Viking for real.
Yeah, for real. That's the guy you want on your side right there.
He's of the Brock Lesnar like lineage.
Elk. Yeah,
elk. There you go.
Ruben, what up, bro? Shout out to the 420 crew. Donnie in the building. Shout out to Canada, bro. What up?
What up?
And T Money says, good thing you guys are the best in the biz, so everyone in here gets a leg up. Hell yeah, you already know.
Hey, you already know. This is why this daily show is so pivotal because, you know what I mean? These things arise every day, man. You know what I mean? We
got to be on it. All right. Well, some good news that just came in, and David just threw it in here, and I saw that Schefter or Fabs, Michael Fabiano, tweeted about it. Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, both full goes in practice.
You know what's crazy? I don't know why. They came out and said that they might even let Zeke not play this game, right?
That's the coach speak to fuck with the other team, huh?
I don't know. I mean, because wouldn't you want a coach speak where it would be like, yep, Zeke's looking good, he's going to play, and then you hit him with only Tony, right? That's the kind of coach speak I would expect. This is just people not on the same page over there. You know what I mean? One other guy saying that.
It could be, but what if the other team, they hear that wastes a day of them not game planning for Zeke?
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Trying to think of all scenarios here because I like to fuck with the people that I'm playing against sometimes. Well, now I'm in 45 leagues, so I can't do it like I used to. But when I was in 7-8 leagues, things like that, what I would do in the middle of the season just to mess with my opponents, randomly I would just sit everybody, just put them all on my bench so you can't even see anything. And I knew if I got a text message from that other person, I was already in their head just a little bit.
Yeah, because they looking.
Yeah. So see. Same thing. I mean, that's all I'm thinking is that they're stealing one of my moves, saying that people are going to sit and then they really come to practice.
You know what though? Who do they got? They got the Saints. Yo, the Saints.
TD said Zeke said hell no.
He said feed me, bruh.
So we got a grip of news to talk about. How about something else that we know that's already locked in, set in stone is Dan Arnold suffers a grade 2 MCL sprain. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. He's been placed on IR. I mean, done for the season, 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, that's week 16, 17. So He's done. He's done. Let's
And
pour one out. Let's pour one out.
Yeah.
He was such a good fill-in for a handful of weeks.
And I hate Urban Meyer. I hate him. I don't like the way he walks. I don't like the way he talks. Like, listen, the best player on that offense is James Robinson. The man,
Hands down, not even close.
not even close. Like, not even Trevor Lawrence. You can't even say that yet. You know,
Not yet. Not yet.
Trevor Lawrence in the NFL, you hand the ball off to J-Rob the mom, and then here's Urban Meyer like he got Carlos Hyde and Tavon Austin in his DFS lineups or some shit, bro. Because like what was going on there? I understand he fumbled, but like you bench him the rest of the game basically. That pissed me off a lot.
I mean, the coaches, like I don't feel like a coach ever has a reason to throw a game necessarily, because I mean, Urban Meyer might not even be there, next year for all we know. I mean, so, tanking for a high draft pick, I just don't see it. But like, they're really doing everything in their power to make sure that they get a good draft pick for next season.
I mean, they should just use last year's formula. Like, even if you're down several possessions, just run James Robinson like you're winning.
Feed the horse. Let's go.
I'm saying, bro. Get that man up off the bench.
Yeah, and especially like what you want to get Trevor, like you want to get him killed. We already know like guys like Vince Young, for example, like really killer, to come out in his rookie year. But then you start losing that confidence, every year after. And like, I don't care what anybody says, but these young QBs, like having that confidence, like that makes a real difference. Can't get that confidence lost like this early in their career.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's some young QBs, they're just doomed from the start. Like, I think Trevor Lawrence is kind of doomed from the start because not only is he with the Jags, he has a rookie head coach who's successful in a whole other spectrum of football, college, not the pros. And then you don't have any veteran. Like, they should have kept Tim Tebow on there as like just counseling or something. Where's the veteran quarterback that's going to lace you up? You know what I mean?
They traded away Joe Schobert for damn near nothing. That was like, the veteran that they actually had on their squad. And look at him, dude, leading tackler over there for the Steelers. Like, You give away like someone that good. Like, that makes no sense. I know they're packing it in for the future anyways, but like you said, no veteran. Trevor's the veteran right now. And like that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, that shit's it's Zach Wilson. He's doomed from the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is if Cam Newton's not as polarizing as he is, he's the backup. But he's such a polarizing figure. They're like, we can't have this guy be a distraction. Get rid of him. You know what I mean? Because that's crazy. Is we know they know how to develop players. They even know how to take players that weren't properly developed elsewhere and give them a second chance and they ball. You know what I mean? Like, the Chris Hogans of the world, the Stephon Gilmores of the world. You know what I mean? The Patriots, it's just good coaches, man.
Yep. That's for sure. And Cam, I mean, it kind of sucks, like everything's ego, driven in the NFL. And I'm not even saying Cam's ego. It's just like, yeah, if Cam's there, like Mac Jones is going to fail because Cam's there and he's looming over his shoulders. How do we know that? Like, I mean, I know Cam is a polarizing, player, but like, is he really that larger than life now? If you're a young stud QB who's come in slinging it, beating him out in practice, like that's what I don't understand.
You have all the nuances that you want from a veteran presence, minus the threatening the job aspect with Brian Hoyer. You know what I mean? Brian Hoyer is a veteran. He's been there, seen it all. He's a career backup for Brady. So it just, you know what I mean? He's the extra eyes that points out shit, you know what I mean, for the young QB. So they have that there. They can get rid of Cam, who's someone who probably wouldn't do none of that. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you never see nobody. No, that's why no one's ever going to come out after Aaron Rodgers. No one has came out after Big Ben, you know what I mean? Or even Tom Brady in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because these motherfuckers are just like, watch and learn. I ain't teaching you shit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, like Andy Dalton's going to be a great backup to wherever he goes next year, because that guy is willing to help. You know what I mean? Like, he was lacing Justin Fields up supposedly all training camp. You know what I mean? Even on the sideline, like, just knowing his role. You know what I mean? Not like, all right, when this kid goes down, I'm gonna get this job. Like, you know what I mean?
Here's what I gotta say about know your role.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
That's what Tom Brady was telling them behind him when Jimmy G was behind him and shit.
I bet you Jimmy made Tom a little insecure. Like, he'd be like, Giselle, am I good looking? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jimmy is just like,
because it was different, like Tom Brady. I mean, he's got, top model, like for sure. But it's like different, Jimmy's hanging around these porn stars, and it's a different type of swag, Yeah,
you got to worry about Jimmy like your lady wanting to have sex with Jimmy around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Jimmy's around, bitches want to fuck him. You know what I mean? Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, listen, he was one of those guys. He looked crazy coming out of college, right? Like, he was an ugly dude, man. Like, I don't even necessarily think much has changed. It's just that, like, I guess confidence is also attractive, right? Like, even for a heterosexual man like myself, I'll be the first to say that, like, yo, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, these guys that exude this ultimate confidence, you want to be around those guys. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's infectious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what's funny too? Going back to, like, the Trevor Lawrences, or just this quarterback class in general this year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Zach Wilson having that quality. You know what I mean? I don't know about Mac. If Mac Jones is so much, he has that quality, or it's the team he's on. You know what I mean? Like, as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, David, for giving the public service announcement. So everyone who's leaving start-sit questions in the chat, don't worry, we're going to be doing the start-sit, Q&A, whatever it is, just towards the end. So just hang out with us. I'm going to have you guys put in your question again, whatever it is here, when we get a little closer to that. We still got a bunch of news that we're going to cover here.
Oh, yeah.
And so, my man Anthony said, yeah, what a brutal year for the early drafted fantasy football running back CMC, Derrick Henry, Barkley, Kamara, Dalvin Cook, all missing multiple games.
Ooh, and don't forget about Aaron Jones and Chubb. They missed multiple games too. You know what I mean? And then, meanwhile, Gibson, Mixon, you know what I mean? Harris,
JT,
DeAndre Swift, you know what I'm saying? JT.
I mean, DeAndre Swift until now, though.
Yeah, until now. But, I mean, he might not even miss a game, though.
Yeah, I mean, from everything that they're wording, so we'll just talk about that. So I said he's really sore, and status for Sunday is uncertain as of right now. They worded it super weird, so I just want to hear what the wording is tomorrow and Wednesday when practicing actually starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. As much as like we talk shit, about Kelsey being drafted in the first round, or I mean, even a guy like Patrick Mahomes, drafted in the first round, he had some bad games, but I mean, his upside of what's coming to fruition now, and Kelsey, safest pick in the first round. I mean, unless you pick Jonathan Taylor there, but if you pick Jonathan Taylor in the second, that was literally the winning combo. Kelsey in the first, Taylor in the second. Can you imagine if everyone started their draft like that with Kelsey in the first somewhere and then Taylor in the second? Because he was going, I saw him going at the end of second rounds in super flex leagues.
There was even some in one of the startup dynasties we did this year, right? There was a dude, he grabbed Jonathan Taylor in the first round.
Hella early too. Like there was one that went super.
And he goes, I don't know why anyone's tripping off of Jonathan Taylor. Like, he just said straight up, like, he didn't need to break down no facts, and then it's just like, yo, this is a guy who's gonna get hella work. You know what I mean?
And he's happy as shit right now, I am sure.
Fuck yeah.
And when we were covering the Panthers, we didn't mention that they do expect Cam to play this week versus the Falcons. No CMC though. Cam is a totally different story, but I'm sure we can expect him to run in a few touchdowns.
Hey, listen, man, Cam was the shit even without CMC back in the days. It's just he's not that Cam anymore. You know what I mean? That's the him and Jay Stu. Who was it? Jay Stu and D'Angelo Williams. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you couldn't start none of them motherfuckers either because Cam was stealing everything. And like CMC was the first one where it was like in Cam's career, like he's like, okay, he got a guy he can lean on. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think we can lean on Cam. You know what else made me mad too? I mean, I know it was a negative game script, but it was like it was Amir Abdullah in that motherfucker, not even Chuba, bro. Like, I'm assuming because it was a negative game script, but that's the point why we like.
They probably didn't want to get Chuba hurt.
True. That is a good point, man. Because this is the allure of why we like those running backs there. They're supposed to be game script proof. You don't take them off the field if they're losing. That just means you throw them the ball now instead of handing it off. You know what I mean?
And we already talked about this. Like, I mean, I'll talk about it again. Like, going into this season, there was 2 running backs. Well, no, there was 3 running backs who I really expected to be like getting very close to 100% of the work, like on the team, you know, for whatever that is, 90, 85, you know, whatever. But the workhorse back. Nobody else in the league is a workhorse back, especially the backups. It was CMC, it was Dalvin Cook, it was Derrick Henry. Literally everybody besides that is splitting some kind of work.
Agreed.
All right. And
hold on, Najee. Don't forget about Najee.
Yeah, well, but going in, did we know that he was going to get 100% of the work, though?
Yes.
He would have been drafted a lot higher if we all really thought that.
But that's why he was the value. Because, and you want to know why people didn't draft him in the first round, like we would have if it was guaranteed. And they say, hey, we're gonna give it all to Najee. People would draft him in the first round, but you want to know why people were still hesitant? Because they would bring up Clyde. Oh, well, last year I drafted Clyde in the first round and see how that worked out. I'm like, I couldn't stand when people made that argument. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? This is like, because now I'll argue the Steelers' history. All they want to do is feed one guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They haven't really been too successful at it, I'll say that much.
Nope.
I mean, the line definitely had something to do with it. But I mean, really for me, because what was he drafted? What was his pick?
His ADP was like running back 6.
No, in the NFL.
Oh, he was a first rounder.
No, I know, but where? What number?
No, I think it was after 18.
It was in the 20s somewhere, right?
Yeah, because I remember 18 is where he should have went to the Dolphins.
Oh, here we go. I found it. 24th overall. So my rule pretty much to myself is I'm not drafting a fantasy running back in the top 15. It's got to be the first half. I need the phone, buddy. Go get the iPad.
He got that down, please. he got it down, B. He said, "Come up off that phone, pops."
All right, and our other co-host is in the building. TD in the building.
Yeah. Look at your body, baby. And the band keeps playing on.
What's going on, guys?
What up, TD?
What's going on, bro?
Crazy ass week of fantasy. Let me tell you, it's a fucking crazy ass week.
And I want to say something.
It's all each year is his own monster.
Hey, listen. You guys are about to wash the nasty taste of loss out of your mouth with the Saints, bruh. And if you guys don't do that, bruh, this is that time. This is the get back game right here. You guys are gonna smack the Saints up.
But let me ask you about this. You remember when the Arizona Cardinals went to the Super Bowl and they lost every game except for the games in their division?
Nope.
Hey, listen,
it was with Kurt Warner and Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald, and they lost to the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
That team was balling.
But they lost. They went like 6-8 in the regular season. They lost.
They snuck in. They snuck in at the 6th seed, right?
Well, they won a division, so they did get a home playoff game.
Okay.
Yeah, so they was like what, 4 seed? They probably
they had. I mean, they had to be. Yeah. I mean, it was like the Giants last year, you know, being under 500. Yeah, so it had to be. So yeah, that team was ridiculous. But I remember their defense was ass. That's what it was.
Yeah, and then they had Edgerrin James, and he wasn't really running that good early.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, he started doing really well. And Kurt
Yeah.
Warner, they sat Matt Leinart down and put Kurt Warner in.
Yep.
So
that was when that the season when they were literally like one series would be Kurt Warner, next series Matt Leinart. Wasn't that at the beginning of the season they were doing that shit?
Yep. That was in the beginning where they would let Kurt Warner finish the game, but they was trying to get Matt Leinart out there and get going, and he never did. And that was the end of his career that year.
Yep. Because, Kurt Warner, man, just outshined him. And that was the year they had 3 1,000-yard receivers that year. Pretty sure all three of them, Anquan, Larry Fitzgerald, and who'd you say the other one was?
I forgot who the next one was.
I'm pretty sure
James was the running back. James was the running back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the year that all three of them went over 1,000. Anquan Boldin, man, he was like my fantasy crush. Like just seeing him out there dominating games, like man. And then he just started getting hurt. It was all that game when I think it was Warner that did to him, where he threw that ball up high and
Kerry Rose.
It was what?
Kerry Rose from the Jets.
Yeah, just man. I mean, had to have surgery on his jaw and everything. Like mouth had to be like wired shut and all that. Like
when they could hit you with this underneath your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, to even play after that, like that season, like that was crazy.
Yep. Hey, did they let people play with wired jaws back then?
Yeah. They let you play with concussions.
Well, that's true.
Well, he didn't play like the next game or anything like that. He did?
Yeah.
I thought he missed two.
Not the next game. No, he didn't play the next game. I was talking about concussions. You could play the next game.
Yeah.
No, he was out for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, Anquan Boldin was that boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe Harris, he said, dope ass intro for TD, no homo.
Appreciate it, bro.
He's fantasy Keith Sweat, bro.
Hey, Iggy, what up, bro? Said miss kicking it with the Too Loud crew. Yeah, well, hopefully you're here on Thursday again, brother.
Mr. Game Day. Shout out to Mr. Game Day.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Let's get to some more of this news. So Debo, we don't really know how much time that he is going to miss. I mean, he is expected to miss some time with the groin injury. He's getting an MRI so we're going to hear about the severity probably tomorrow. But they said he avoided major injury though.
Yeah.
So we still don't know a timeline, of what it's going to be. But hopefully, if this is just like a 2 to 3 week thing, maybe you got him here for your playoffs. But if it's getting into 4 weeks or above, he's done for the fantasy season.
Sometimes you got a fantasy player, they might bell cow you out for 10 weeks in a row, and then they might get injured. So you have to, they took me to the playoffs. Then you have to pivot off and go to something else. So Debo might not be there for you. Hopefully he will, but if he's not there for you for your fantasy playoffs, don't get angry. Just go and try to find somebody else. Because sometimes it's hard to have a fantasy player for 15, 16 straight weeks. It's just almost impossible. So you have to go and be able to have a backup plan.
And you're not even going to try. You're going to do it. You're just going to make sure you're tapping in. We're always going to tell you who the better pickups are. This is the season that you must be picking up players every single week, no matter what. You should have like 2 or 3 spots on your bench that are in rotation, that you're just getting the new waiver wire darling of the week, because you never know who's going to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. And even if they're not going to make it into your lineup, keep them away from everybody else.
Yep.
That was Hilliard for me this week. Like, I didn't want to play Hilliard last week unless I had to, but I wanted to pick him up.
Yep.
And shit, he goes for a 50-plus yard touchdown. Like, yeah, everyone would have wanted him this week. That's why you got to be a week early.
Yep. Alexander Madison, if you would have stashed him, say on Sunday morning, what should I do? Okay, Dalvin Cook is a little volatile. Let me just stash Alexander Madison, and I'll drop him Monday if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
I'll give you a great example. Bogard Scott was available like in a lot of waivers. I picked him up in a handful, literally just because I had an extra spot. And I'm like, shit, who do I want to use this spot on? Let me just use it before the game starts. And I picked up Bogard Scott in a couple leagues.
Yep.
The Eagles suck, but, better on my team than on someone else's.
Exactly.
And Miles Sanders, I think he left the game with an injury, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jordan
early. It was early too.
Yep.
Jordan Howard's banked up. And crazy. As I was pointing out that stat, there was a Boston Scott stat. He scores a tug every time he plays against the Giants.
Yeah.
You know? So like even just like I picked him up in a couple spots too. You know what else is crazy too is like if you got the Trey Lances and stuff like that, other things you've been holding on to, you can go ahead and let those things go, and that could be your rotational spot. You know what I mean? Like there's no.
I don't know about that, Bogard. Like I feel like you got to hold on to those. Like Trey Lance is one of those guys that we talking about right now.
Okay, if you're in a single QB, this is
single. Okay.
Superflex is different. Most people that are watching this show, I'm assuming, are in single QB. So when
yeah, I mean, Hustler will tell you in my redraft, and it's called the Tyrannosaurus Flex League. It's a super flex joint. I am holding on to Lance.
Yeah.
I have 3 starting QBs, and then I have Lance. You know what I mean? It's annoying because I've had to make decisions that kind of fucked me. Like I remember it was like the Cowboys bye week, and I'm holding on to Lance. And I'm like, I got to get rid of Tony Pollard. I don't have Zeke. I'm just holding on to him. And like immediately someone picked him up. I'm never going to get him back, obviously.
Bro, and speaking of that league right now, who's Guru talking there?
That's my man, Boss Squatch, man. Shout out to Boss Squatch on a bitch.
Bro, we got a crazy-ass game going on right now. And the guys who saved it for me, Miami defense, Tyrod Taylor being in my super flex because Pat Mahomes is out. Chris Godwin sucked it up, but T. Higgins, Austin Eckler, I got 174.1. He's got 171.67. I've got Gibson. He's got McLaurin tonight.
Oh,
have you seen me and Jake? It's the same as me and Jake Match game. Have you seen it?
No, I have not. And
I told you I was coming. I told you I was coming for him this week because he talked so much shit to me all year, man. About he beat me the first week of the season. I said, "Oh, it's okay." And so right now we both have 3 players to go. I got Antonio Gibson and DK and Bobby Wagner. He has Russ. Who else he has? Russ. Who's the next? Terry McLaurin. Russ, Terry McLaurin. And a defensive player from Washington. I think it's Alvin.
So don't forget, this Friday, we're doing the Hustler League recaps, okay? We're going to get started probably about either 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we're going to break down a handful of these leagues. I want to get a handful of people on, so TD, you got to make sure you show up for when we break down League 7. So
yes.
I'm going to start with League number 1, so I'm just going to tell everyone, kind of have the show on, somewhere just so you can hear what league we're breaking down, and then as it gets closer, to the number 7 league, or we start it, then you can just hop in.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some crazy shit going on this week, and Bogard will tell you this league that we got. It's a fucking competitive league. Literally, the top 6 are all tied with 7 and 4. Like that's how close this shit is. And I'm number 6 right now because of points. I've got 1893 points for. The points against is or the points for the top team Steamboat is 2041. So it's all pretty damn close to where I'm about 150 points, out of that.
Is this the DX league?
No, this is the Tyrannosaurus Flex League.
Oh yeah.
And then 7 and 8. I'm playing the 7 seed right now. He's 6 and 5. The 8 seed is 6 and 5. So literally nobody is guaranteed a playoff spot in this league right now. That is insane.
And like in that league,
that's real fantasy.
I just lost CMC in that league. I'm number 2 overall. And
tell them about that trade, Bogard.
So in the before like this is literally days before the year starts.
Okay.
Right? Probably like the day after we do the draft. You know what I'm saying? I leave the draft. My running backs are Harris, Gus Edwards, and DeAndre Swift. And I got Edwards and Swift like the 4th and 5th round. I remember just tripping like, wow, okay, at least I got some quality guys. And I hated having those guys.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't like, and then so I'm like, okay, I didn't. As much as I projected Najee Harris to be like a 350 plus touch motherfucker, right? I still was nervous about it with the bad line, Big Ben. There's hella variables. So I'm like, let me go flip one of these guys and improve to like, CMC. or something.
Okay.
And I go straight to CMC first. And like, so that trade, it's funny too, because I'd be wondering if this trade having some fucked up fantasy karma, because everything fucked up happened to these guys outside of Harris. So I give Harris, Allen Robinson, and Harris, Calvin Ridley, and Kenneth Gainwell,
Okay.
and I bring back Calvin Ridley and CMC.
Woo!
And and then and I'm like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Until I was like, hell no, you know what I mean? Like, because like the Najee thing, but either way, I competed. I made like 12 trades in this league for real.
Okay.
So, and like, you know what's crazy? Here's what's crazy is the reason I don't do trades like that anymore is because I made a trade one year. It was like trading away like Le'Veon Bell and like and Greg Olsen or something. I don't even remember who it was, but it was something like that for like Antonio Brown. And it was the year that Antonio Brown was like a top 5 pick. Wow. Or whatever, that year that everyone was on the wide receivers, that crazy wide receiver year.
Yeah, that was the zero RB, like the birth of zero RB, like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the birth of it, but that was when like the popularity was like hella high.
Yeah, because like Todd Gurley and David Johnson, it was the year that they were the only first round running backs taken because everyone was on the wide receivers, back then. And my team was kicking ass the entire year. Like, and actually, now that I think about it, I had Le'Veon Bell. I didn't trade him away. It was someone else, but I had like Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and like Big Ben, and everyone was balling. And the one week that they don't ball is week 14, and I lost in the first round of the playoffs, and I was so pissed. And the players that I traded away, they balled the entire year too. It was an even trade like what we did. It was a 2-for-1 deal, and he advanced past the first round. And if I never would have made that emotional trade, even though it was like a dope ass trade.
That was the Greg Olsen.
That's what's been going on with Kansas City the last 2 years, Hustler. A lot of the Kansas City people that had Tyreek, Pat Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, they lost the first round because, that was the week that they like, oh, we got the playoffs. I'm not worried. And they kind of just didn't even play hard. So a lot of people who had Tyreek Hill and Pat Mahomes have been getting knocked out the first week of the playoffs. But this year it's not going to happen that way because they got to keep fighting the whole season.
I like that they changed the rule now. I like that there's only one bye week team and then adding that extra, playoff spot. There's not going to be anyone who runs away with the number 1 seed. Like they might be playing for that into week 18 at this point in the AFC and the NFC. And we know that teams are going to be battling for the number 7 seed there. So literally we're having action down to week 18, which I like.
And that's which is better for fantasy. I agree.
Yep. And I'm still never going to play a fantasy in week 18, but we got daily fantasy and that shit's going to be fun in week 18.
Super draft pro guys.
Hey, listen, man, daily fantasy, that's like one of the best weeks to play, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's this is where like the savvy motherfuckers clean up, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you start looking at running backs and load management and this, that, and the third.
Nope. There you go. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people will just be like, oh, hell yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know what I mean? And like, if they're smacking, they might just sit all the starters.
Yeah.
Or you're on the inverse of that. How about this? I remember Andrew Luck fucked me championship, bruh. This was like 2014 because they were playing the Cowboys and they were smacking the Cowboys were smacking the fuck out of them. And it was so bad they just benched Andrew Luck like the third, like
yep.
You remember that, TD?
Yep, I remember that.
I was like, no, like he already did nothing for me in the lineup, and then it's that realization, like it's all over. They sat him down.
Yeah,
that's it. Like I'm gonna lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, fantasy is stressful, man. I got a cousin, like
I love it.
Like he lost to me to go to the championship. He didn't talk to me for 2 weeks, and I cussed him out. I said, man, don't let no damn fantasy football overcome our relationship. That's bullshit. But I got it because we both very competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he
what I would have been like is what you said right there. Like, man, can't be letting fantasy football get in between us. It's because I whooped your ass. You can't be all salty about it.
But I had to boost him up. I'm like, bro, hey, you could have won too.
I remember the most classic move was when we were all going to the league that we played in, my home league, couple guys I worked with at the time, and I remember I was like right when 2010, and I put on the Queen, We Are the Champions, and I made sure to like lock my phone so no one could do anything with it.
Yeah.
I just started bumping it in the car, and the dude who I whooped his ass in the championship, and it was funny. I didn't even whoop his ass. I beat him by like 12 points.
Yeah.
But he didn't wake up to set his lineup, and Andre Johnson did not play in the championship week, and he didn't wake up in time to change it. So he went one player down and lost by 12 points.
Yeah.
Hey, look it. There's things that haunt me till this day. Like every time someone brings up Jeff Wilson, I cringe because last year, like remember we were saying, even if you ain't gonna use these motherfuckers, still pick them up.
Yeah.
Third, I remember. So it's my $500 keeper league, right?
Okay.
I was in the playoffs, and I always it's a double flex, so I always run 4 running backs. The 2 I could start, and then I put 2 in the flex. So I've always constructed my team like that. It's always been the way, right? And anyways, I lose Cam Akers, and I'm out here, and I'm like, okay, Jeff Wilson's out there, and I live in Niner country. So I already knew there was already whispers about them shutting down Mostert. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I'm like, shit, I should pick him up. But I'm like, but you know what? Jalen Hurts just went crazy. He just went crazy. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts went crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I can't let anybody else have him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm like, I got to get him, and I'll put Jeff Wilson. And anyways, I don't get Jeff Wilson. And then next week they shut down Mostert like I knew. And then I lose Cam Akers. So now the way I built my team running 4 running backs, I can't do that no more. But to do my due diligence, I would have just had Jeff Wilson.
Okay.
And I have no business picking up Jalen Hurts. I had Justin Herbert. He was like annoying me every week because I felt like I had to start him. He was already like, he was top heavy. He was front loaded. Like he didn't do no kind of good in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But my point is, every time I'm just like, and I lost in the Super Bowl, and my opponent ended up with Jeff Wilson, and it ended up in his lineup. You know what I mean? And Jeff Wilson put up like a 30 burger like 2 weeks straight. And like it was just that one just till this day, and I'm like, that was the 3rd year in a row I've lost that Super Bowl. So I'm like, I'm damn near the Bills in that league. You know what I mean? And like, bruh, and in that same league right now, I think I'm in the 5th seed. I fell from grace. It's such a tight race. You know what I mean? It's only 10 teams, so it's really decisions. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And JC Money said check Instagram. He tagged us all in a post, but they're doing like some free ticket giveaways for a $20 cash game tonight. And all you got to do is like the post. You got to follow the Super Draft DFS account, and then you got to tag a couple people.
Okay.
So yeah, they said giveaways being drawn out for us in a couple hours. And Primetime Steven said I just traded CMC for Mitchell, Ayuk, and Knox. Whoo, good shit, dude. Like right before all this happened.
Bravo, because not only did you do that in time, you got a hell of a haul. Like I love Mitchell, bro.
Yep.
Like, see, going back to just to bring it all home, going back to the Jeff Wilson thing, this year we were saying because that's your due diligence, right? You got to stash Jeff Wilson, and then like the Niners, they all the running backs, they kept getting hurt and nicked up, and then but the only thing that stayed tried and true was Mitchell all year, just producing.
Yep.
And like when people were asking us, "Hey, yo, is Mitchell gonna be cool off his injury?" I'm like, "Yo, you just play Mitchell."
Yep. Shanahan believes in him, so you got to play him.
Yeah.
For it up too. He's getting what we want. Reception as well.
Yep. And I actually think don't undersell your team, Bogard. The San Francisco 49ers have a good team. They're not like the team that went to the Super Bowl, but you don't have to be that good to go to the Super Bowl, right?
Thing too. Look at our schedule. Like there's our schedule. The rest of the way is teams that'll upset us if they beat us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We got Seattle coming up, right? In a couple weeks. We got them coming up actually this week. That's right. We got Seattle coming up this week. They're all banged up. This is a game theoretically we should be able to win. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And coming to our house, I think. No. It's in Seattle. But then we also got like the Texans. I forget who else we got. Like, we got the Rams one more time. But listen, Shanahan always got, not always, but he has Sean McVay's number the past 5 meetings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I like that stat. Like we have a soft schedule. We could actually have a good. We have a strong shot at the 7th seed. I'll say that. Because I also don't want to jinx my team. Like, I already did enough of that yelling that we're going to. Because even I don't believe it. I mean,
a couple other pieces from Monday practice. So Alvin Kamara and Ingram both limited in practice. So at least they're trending a little bit more in the right direction. Now Amari Cooper not practicing, even though they were really big hyping him up like he's practicing on Monday and yada yada, and he didn't practice.
That's why he's Amari. This is why I called him Amari Cooper, the pooper scooper, because this is shit he did all the way back with the goddamn Raiders, where it's like, and if people don't watch the games, they just look at the numbers. You know what I mean? He used to have like 1,000-yard seasons, but like the way he used to string them together was like 2 or 3 big games out of the year, and he would be like 40, 50 yards maybe, and that shit's ass, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. But listen, when him and Dak, bro, it's a real thing. But just the injuries and this COVID now, like, I don't know, man. He's just doing pooper scooper things in different ways now.
And we got some other news that just came in. So for the Cowboys, Tristan Hill, the D tackle, is getting suspended 2 games without pay for punching the Raiders O-line after the Thanksgiving game.
After the game?
Yeah.
Wow, he must have said something to him real bad.
Damn, he couldn't wait till I watch when he's like, "Hey, listen, when I shake his hand, I'm
gonna steal off on him."
And that's the worst too, because you can really grab someone and bring them in. Wow, you know what I mean? You could grab. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
That's a move, especially if you don't expect it.
And this is so crazy. So at first I thought Nigel was bullshitting here. He said, breaking news, Zimmer says Dalvin Cook is day-to-day and not ruled out for week 13 versus the Lions. And I see the same news
that's coach talk.
right here as well.
Talk. So it's coach talk. There's no way he could be on the ground talking about and get carted off the field and then talk about I might play this week.
So they said he's already been playing through 1 torn labrum.
Exactly. Yeah. So 2? I mean, at least you can miss 1 week. What would you think? What would you do if you was the coach, Hustler? Would you roll Dalvin Cook out here this week?
I mean, I guess it really depended on how bad you wanted to win.
Damn.
like what they lost. So I mean, putting them. I mean, they're at 5 and 6. Now. How much are they really playing for? I mean, it's like 1 more loss or 2, their season's done.
Well, I guess they said, listen, we Dalvin Cook is on the back of his contract. We gonna run him to the ground.
I mean, you already know how these coaches are. They don't give a shit about like the health. I mean, maybe some do, but I don't want to be that disingenuous to steal one of your words.
Oh God.
But yeah, like I mean, they should sit him like for sure. So crazy though.
Okay.
And Austin said, breaking news, Matt Rule confirms after x-ray, CMC is confirmed, made of glass. Maybe too soon. All right.
How about using CMC like Cordell Patterson and Debo? Don't make him run more routes than like using him just for like a bell cow running back.
I mean, what's crazy is like, I don't like, that's why I like Scott Turner. That's why I was so excited for Gibson, because Scott Turner was over there. Scott Turner is the guy that had CMC running routes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, like Joe Brady, he's supposed to be one of the, the premier up-and-coming offensive-minded gurus out here, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, last year was a perfect example of that, because he was able to switch to Mike Davis and make Mike Davis be like a guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck happened this year. Like, I was just telling Hustler, maybe do you think like, it's defensive coordinators are hip to like what he does? I don't know. Like, it just seemed like a lack of creativity. Like the most creative shit I saw them do this year was like running with fucking Sam Darnold. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, C-Dog. Crazy week for injuries. So some other news. Patriots placed running back J.J. Taylor on the COVID reserve. So people are going out left and right on this COVID reserve. We'll see what happens over the next couple days. Joe Flacco has been activated off the COVID reserve for the Jets. He should probably start. Zach Wilson's trash.
Yeah, right now he is.
And then,
hey, he was starting in Elijah Moore though.
Yeah, he was.
That's all I care about right now.
Some news from the Jaguars. They've released John Brown from their practice squad. I think
it's over for him.
Yeah, this got to be the last stop that we hear of John Brown, on a team.
What happened? How he go from, last year with Buffalo, he was a good deep threat for them.
He was like the first 2 weeks that he played, but then he got hurt. I mean, that was really it. Like, 30-year-old wide receiver. He had multiple injuries last year. I mean, he couldn't get healthy to get back on the field. It was something all season. And then, what is this? His third stop just this season?
I think Buffalo missing him too, because that offense, when he was there, bro, you did double digs, because if you did, it was one-on-one with John Brown, and Josh was going to throw it deep to him.
Yeah.
They figured like they don't need John Brown because they have Gabe Davis. Like, but it's not.
But he ain't John Brown though.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And here's the thing with John Brown is he actually suffers from the sickle cell trait, so that's always what fucks him up, because he get one injury, like a hamstring that would be like 4 weeks. It would be like 8 weeks for him. You know what I mean?
Got you. Okay.
Like teams don't really like. And then here's another thing. He found out he had it because he played for Arizona and he kept having a calf injury. Remember, he just always. Yeah. And then like they found out he did some tests, found out he has a sickle cell trait, and the elevation's what fucks him up, because they're in high. Right? So that's what I was surprised when even the Broncos picked him up this year. I was telling Hustler, like, he's not gonna last there.
Yeah, that don't make sense. That's like the Broncos picking up Ryan Clark.
Right? So check this out. When he went to, when he balled out, when he went from Arizona to sea level in fucking Baltimore, bro, with Flacco. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
He was balling and he was healthy. But then what happened to him was they're like, all right, we're gonna do this Lamar Jackson thing now. And then Lamar, that 2018 year when Lamar got in, he was never throwing the ball.
Yes.
He would have like 7 pass attempts.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
You feel me? And so like John Brown just died there. And then when he went, that 2018 year, I got a good look at Josh Allen. I was like, this kid's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So when 2019 came around and they got John Brown, I had John Brown everywhere, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just John Brown and Cole Beasley there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He ate like shit there too. Then it was even better. Then he was even like a WR3 still. Like flex play still when they got Diggs, you know what I mean? But still the injury, even though he was at sea level in Buffalo, still he got hurt, and that's pretty much done every time he gets hurt, bro.
And there we go. Antonio said, "Happy birthday, twin! Whoop whoop! I'll be sleeping early tonight."
Hell yeah! Hey, listen, it's our birthday in Australia already. You feel me?
Nice.
You know what too? You know who else got sickle cell? Tevin Coleman. Why you think he's always hurt? He get banged up, he's just hurt. You know what I mean? I commend those players though.
What about CMC? Do he got sickle cell?
Nah, he's white.
White people, it was a joke. I'm sorry. White people can't get sickle cell, man. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
And David, he said, "Where'd you see that that Zimmer statement?" So it's on Twitter. It's Courtney Cronin. She's got the blue check, but she's the Vikings reporter for ESPN.com. And Sir Bong's a lot. What up, bro? Said just thought of Waddle doing the penguin again. Yeah, what was it like this?
Yeah, Waddle. Danny DeVito.
And there we go. Chandler said Bogey's a fantasy football historian.
Yeah, he is. He knows a lot of stuff that nobody else knows. You only have to be Bogard to know that type of stuff.
And Don, he said, I drafted Zach Wilson on my dynasty team. Worth keeping, or is he going to stink it up? If it's a 1 QB league, you could probably get rid of him. But if it's a super flex, you got to hang on to him.
Yeah, you got to hang on to him, man. I actually think the Jets has a really good coaching staff, and I think they will be able to get to Wilson and change his game. That way he can learn how to check the ball down. That's the only thing that's wrong with him. He just don't know how to check the ball down. He just want to throw it deep every time. Yep.
And then the one time he tries to throw it to Ty Johnson, it's when he's not even supposed to throw it to him, and he throws it right into his back.
or Ty Johnson wasn't expecting the ball. Either way, it's still on Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he checked it down on a play where there wasn't even like a route for him to check it down to. Oh man.
It wasn't even like pressure was coming.
Nah, there was pressure coming. He was about to get his ass destroyed on that one. Yo, what up, Matt? What's going down, bro?
What up, bro?
Nice. And Ruben said people forget Matt Forte, my first pass catching RB.
Yeah, Matt Forte was nice.
He was the man.
He got a nice bag too. That's the reason why they quit giving running backs bag was because of Matt Forte. They gave that man like $40 million guaranteed, and he played 1 year after that, and then it was over.
Yep.
Always hurt.
But guys, real quick, this is what I think they should do with running backs. Their contract should be different. They should be slotted in. If you finish as a top 10 running back, you should be slotted into your salary. To ask these guys to play 4 years on a rookie deal is actually that's a crime, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean the incentives. I mean, I guess that's one of the things that's tough because like you can even go back to like Ricky Williams when he signed like some crazy like incentive based, contract. And I think that's really what it is, with these agents or whoever's coming up with the deals, whatever it is. It's like you can either take the guaranteed money, or you could bet on yourself and get a lot of incentives and stuff. Like, I mean, there is some where they marry both of them, but
okay,
it needs to be something like that where these running backs do have a lot of incentives for hitting certain things. Like shit, if you play like a certain amount of snaps throughout the season, like you should get a fucking bonus just for that, like just for that alone.
I agree.
And, shit like that, going over certain, marks, 1,000 yards. I mean,
300. Yep. Like James Robinson,
like
he made like what, $600,000-$700,000 last year.
Whatever the hell the league minimum is, damn near.
Exactly. So if he finishes as a top 5 running back, he should automatically get $5 or $6 million just because he slotted in as a top guy. Because listen, he's not guaranteed to get another deal, right? This might be the last deal that he get. It could be. We hope not, but it could be.
Well, people wonder why, people wonder why these motherfuckers want a lot of money. And when you're just think about working out a normal job that you're you already know you're underpaid for. You're already outperforming the money that you're getting. And it takes 4 years for you to get a raise. Exactly. Are you going to go in and beg for $1 more? Are you going to be like, no, I need triple the salary, we need a whole bunch of shit, right now. Yep. But I know normal people can't do that, but these aren't normal circumstances and this isn't a normal job. They're independent contractors.
It just, there you go. It just depends on if the ball is in your court. Because certain times on the job that you do got them, you can say, no, this is what I need. If not, I'm going somewhere else. And they'll accommodate you.
I used to make my bosses give me a raise every 6 months. And, it used to be like a running joke, but I was always taking on more stuff, doing more stuff. So every 6 months, I got more stuff on my plate than I did the 6 months before that. You better give me some kind of raise, and I would just always demand it. And one time I came in there and it was guys that I've known for a while and it was a younger company. So I guess I could be a little different. But I remember one time I walked into their office and they're like, oh, is it the 6 month raise already? And I was like, yeah, I guess it is. That's not why I was going in there, but we'll just roll with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let me see. 2 more pieces of news here. So for the Eagles, their right guard, Jack Driscoll, high ankle sprain, heading to IR. Not good for Hurts. Not good for any of the running backs over there. Losing the guard.
Didn't Jason Kelsey get hurt too?
I haven't heard any news about him.
Okay.
I mean, everyone's hurt over there. A lot of people got hurt on the Eagles, but it's still just Monday, so
yeah,
that was an official move, moving him to IR. So that's why we heard about that. Now, for the game tonight, Logan Thomas being activated off of IR. Him and Curtis Samuel, they are on track to play tonight, barring any setback pregame. I'm excited to see these guys come back. And if Curtis Samuel's available to pick up, I would say just go pick him up right now. in some of these leagues that he might be a waiver wire ad, because you just have no idea what he's going to do. If he shows out,
did you say he's playing tonight?
He's on track to play. Yeah. If he doesn't have a setback pregame, he's playing.
Should I sit DeAndre Carter? I got DeAndre Carter starting in one of my leagues. Should I sit him, or should I go ahead and roll him out anyway? And you know the reason why I got him started, because I don't have nobody else. But I guess I can go out there and search for something.
I probably would play Curtis Samuel. I mean, he's been practicing now for a little while.
Sorry, DeAndre Carter.
Well, yeah, but you said, would you play? Oh, you're saying would you play Carter no matter what?
Yes.
I mean, versus the Seahawks, I mean, I think I'd still leave him in there.
I mean, what we're looking for from Carter, it's not going to continue this week with Samuel there, because he was getting targets, bro. Like,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? But with Samuel, Samuel's going to take Samuel probably get like 4 targets.
Yep.
And
that's what I'm thinking. But it's too late for me to make a change, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, but you know what though, Carter? He's also been a sneaky red zone target for
He has. That's why I played him. I agree.
I think he got like 5 on the year.
Yep.
Yep. And they'll be on a snap count. Well, probably not Carter, though, but like Logan Thomas and Curtis Samuel. I'm assuming that's who he's talking about. So, yep. And then Ruben said, you guys not worried about Curtis Samuel's pitch count. Well, I mean, I'm saying to go pick him up and like just put him on your bench. Because what if he comes out and shows out, has a couple big plays? He's going to be a highly targeted waiver wire ad this week. So I'm just saying go pick him up right now, stash him on your bench, make a move a week early versus, week late.
I mean, it's funny too, because we were just talking about this earlier, like, before a game, like, okay, what can I get in this game? Go just stash. I was doing that a bunch with Curtis Samuel and like DJ Dallas.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just like, if they're out there and I got some space or someone I can rotate out. I was getting Samuel and DJ Dallas. You know what I mean? Because they want to run the ball for some reason, even though they can't. And I think DJ Dallas is the best looking option.
He is right now. Also tonight, guys, and I've been seeing this. I know this is a Bogard type little take right here, but DK might blow up on Russell Wilson if he doesn't target him tonight. The reason why DK's been getting into like scuffles is because he's not been getting targeted. And who wants to say something to the Russell Wilson? You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing to him. Even Richard Sherman got in trouble for chastising Russell Wilson. So I feel like DK was really angry. They're like, bro, you sitting here hyper targeting Tyler Lockett? I'm a beast too. Give me the ball.
Hey, you know what? It's Russell Wilson's birthday. So right? It's his birthday today. This is the get right matchup. Like, this is the matchup where fantasy players go to get relevant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's got to happen.
And you know what, David? He said, did you hear the announcers last night mention that Cam Akers may come back? Is that for real? I've heard little random rumors about that, but a torn ACL, even if we go back to like Adrian Peterson, he had that torn ACL in like December, like end of November, something like that.
10 months. It still took him 10 months.
And it's even worse than the ACL. It's an Achilles.
Oh, yeah, he had the Achilles. That is even worse. That's got to be a year.
Like, okay, even Kobe came back from it, right? And basketball is a hell of that's way more, different on the ankle than it is football, right? But the only other running back I can think of is Deontay Foreman, and it took him like a whole ass year after.
No, it took him like 2-3 years.
I'm saying, like, even to get back on, be able to be on the squad, it took him a whole entire year after the year that he hurt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and he looks all right. So it took him a minute. You know what I mean?
Yep. And anyone who's got some questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. We're going to get to the Q&A here for the last maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. And then I got a Q&A coming up starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. But we got to talk about Super Draft Pro real quick, because you guys need to go get involved with this. Like, you can play for free, and the free one's all right. But, when you win, you're going to win like 40 cents, 60 cents. I'd say at least get on the $20 plan. It's all memberships. So you get down on the $20 plan. You pay $20 every single day. You're going to get 2 free contests. Whatever the game, whatever the popular sport is of the day. Monday, Thursday, Sunday, NFL. Saturday, college football. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, you got NBA. So literally every day we are playing. We are making money. It is so fun. I'm on the $100 plan. There's a $20 plan, 50, 100. The 100, you get 4 games every single day, 4 free contests. Highest paying out contest, least amount of players in the contest. The stuff that we're all chasing. I've already made $175 within the first month. We still got Monday Night Football, and I got the Tuesday games to even add on to that $175 total. How you doing, TD? I don't know if you've been tracking your numbers, but as far as like playing, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I made over $100, but I played the cash games. That's just me. So I use my money to play in the cash games.
But tell them about that, because you didn't deposit like money on your account.
No, I
right?
haven't deposited no money since I've started. All the money that I've deposited, where I actually deposited money the first time I got on because my link was messed up in the beginning. You know about that, Hustler.
Right,
but
right,
after
right.
that, after I got on, and I think I won like $30 one day on one of the things, I've been playing that money and been recycling that. So, yeah, guys, it's great. It's a great platform. I love that you can play anybody. So, like when I first started, I wasn't in it I wasn't in the money because I was trying to get too cute. But then I was like, wait a minute. I don't give a damn if you just a one multiplier. I can play the bell cows here. So I would play CMC, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, DK, Tyler Lockett. Anybody that you want to play, guys, you can play. There's no salary cap. But they just score different because of the multiplier. So I think the game is fun, and I actually think it is a little bit better than DraftKings and FanDuel.
I agree. Because you know why? You get your money when you want it too.
There you go. You can go cash. If you win tonight, you can go print out your check to say tonight.
Over $10. $10.
As long as it's over $10, yeah. And who else want to cash a check for less than $10 anyway?
I know. Be more hassle than what it's worth at that point.
Yep.
You can't even get a meal at like a fast food joint for $10 these days.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm going to wait just so I can print out, a check with like $150, something like that, then show everyone. Because I know there's some people that work for a whole week, to get, maybe $200, $250. And we're going to be printing out checks like that just from like playing fantasy games.
Exactly. I'm trying to print out $1,000 check. That's what I'm trying to do, Hustle. I'm like, look, guys, that's what I did on Super Draft. So how'd you do in the $1,000 one that JC Money sent out yesterday? I thought that was fun, but Lamar killed me.
Yeah, so I didn't have I didn't have Andrews in the I had Tucker in the champion, and then the co-champion I had the other kicker is what I put there. So that kind of ruined it. I had Nick Chubb, he didn't do shit. So I was like just outside the money. I was looking good in the first half when there was like nothing happening, and I had the kickers and it was like 9-6. I was money. Like I was like set to win 250, but like other players started scoring, Then I just missed money. Mark Andrews.
Man, I thought I might be in this game against you in the Hustler 7 league. And then he scores that because I went to sleep, like I told you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been watching that game between y'all two. The Hustler 7 league. I'm in that league too.
Because this one, it's like he's gonna put me out of my misery. You know what I mean?
It was way closer than it was supposed to be, but you didn't set your lineup initially. And Mac Jones balled, and Jackson didn't do shit.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson killed me in Hustler 6. He killed me. It's terrible. Also in the Scott Fishbowl, he killed me.
But yeah, the defense though, like as much as Bogard puts off that defense, I mean, you had a couple hitters. I mean, you had Quincy in there, so or Quinnen. You had Al-Shair, Quan Alexander, and you still got Cam Curl. You got Okereke in there. Your boy Leonard Floyd. I made sure when I was talking about the IDP duds, I made sure I'm throw you out there. Bogard's boy Leonard Floyd didn't come through for him today.
You know why he's in the lineup? Because he's there for moral support. He's the captain.
That's all he's good for these days.
Yeah, you know what though? It's funny because I should have went Clowney. I forgot I had Clowney. At least Clowney did something.
Hell yeah. But yeah, it's all coming down to, I got 320. You got 302. I got Tyler Lockett. You've got.
I'm done.
You got Cam Curl. Yeah. So this is extra.
Look at me and J Max. Look how close that one is, Hustler.
Let's see.
It's the.
Ooh, 287 to 281. But based on the projections, he's projected to beat you by 11 points. But we know that that's like an easy swing to get 11-point swing happening. He's got Russell Wilson, Terry McLaurin,
and Jonathan Allen.
And Jonathan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Gibson, Metcalf, Bobby Wagner. I mean, shit.
It's gonna go down, ain't it? It's gonna go down.
So we're on the same side of this coin that we need to be flipped tonight because I talked about that game earlier. I'm up by 3 points, and I'm going against Terry McLaurin, and I got Antonio Gibson. So, we both need the same thing to happen. We need a big Antonio Gibson game tonight. Let's will it into existence. Throw those Monday Night Miracles in the chat right now so we can feed them into existence. Let's go.
Antonio Gibson goes for 200 yards tonight.
And we only, like the Monday Night Miracles that we need on this show, because we're all degenerates. We play in a lot of leagues. It's not, I need this person to go under that. Sorry, those miracles probably aren't going to happen. It's going to be like, I need this person to go over 25, or these 3 people to score 100 points somehow.
I'm down approximately 48.74 points. I have DK Metcalf and Antonio Banderas Gibson, the desperado himself. I need them to combine to get 48.75 at least, right? And this, I feel like it's not so much miracle-ish. I feel like I could pull this off, even if our man Antonio Banderas puts up at least a 30 burger, you know what I mean? And this is a league where you get like a half point for a first down.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's mad feasible. You know what I mean?
And here's just how messed up, the fantasy world is. So right now I'm in another league where somehow I got up to second place and I'm in a 4-way tie for first place. Everyone's 7-4 right now. Like the reins got really even in this league like crazy. And I've got McLaurin, I've got Gibson, and I'm going up against Jonathan Allen, and I'm down right now by 26 points as of right now. I'm projected to win, but only by 5 points. So you know how that shit goes. So I need McLaurin to still do good too. I just need Gibson to do better, to do better than McLaurin here.
It's funny because being in double-digit leagues, it's really not about like individual players. It's about the combinations, right? And, it's about the different teams, right?
Yep.
Like, what's crazy is I do my keeper league, bro. That one is like, it keeps evading me. You know what I mean? Like I've lost the Super Bowl 3 times, 3 years running, and it's a $500 league. So I've split every time I've got down there. So it's rats.
Yeah.
And I've never been so sad. I don't even want the money no more. I just want to win this one.
Yeah, that's how fantasy gets you. It ain't about the prize, man. You just want to win. It's more about that.
Motherfuckers already. It's a fucking unicorn, bro. I can't catch the shit.
Yeah. And Matt, what up, bro? Rest of season. Who do you want for your flex? DK, Fournette, Mike Evans. Maybe it depends on DK's performance tonight. You got to give a little bit. You got to give a little context, behind this too, because literally I'm going off of matchups every single week. There's not going to be one person who's going to be like my flex every single week. It's always going to depend on matchups. But yeah, right now, obviously it's Fournette after his game last night or yesterday. I
mean, Fournette's just someone you start him. You know what I mean? Like the running back landscape's so bad that I'm saying that you know what I mean? Like Leonard Fournette is the shit. And he's actually, and I'm saying that because in years past, it's not like we should be surprised. He's been fantasy viable. You know what I mean?
Yep. And he has the same amount of catches as Austin Eckler.
That's crazy. I think he's had 7 receptions, three straight weeks.
Yep.
Or 2 straight weeks.
Leonard Fournette catching the ball, you got to go with that.
I mean, what's crazy too is like he caught 70 balls that last year with the Jags.
Yeah, he did. And they was trying to fade him out the offense. They was trying to do everything they could to try to get him on the bench. He was like, "No, I'm still balling out with this sorry ass team."
I won a championship with Leonard Fournette and Gardner Minshew in the super flex that year.
Yeah,
a year, boy.
And Francisco, what up? What up, bro? What's going down? Said I'm late, but I'm here.
Yes.
And David said stash Rojo or P. Ryan.
Rojo.
Yeah.
P. Ryan, we need Mixon to go down. And then, like, it's not even just P. Ryan. They got Chris Evans, too. It's not like P. Ryan's not a lottery ticket.
And Antonio said I was up in my 10 ticket when Cam scored the first TD and then slowly went down to last. Yep, Cam was in a bunch of my lineups. Screwed them all. And Matt said I get to steal one of those players for context. Okay, there we go. That makes a little bit of sense. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking Fournette of the bunch.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's so dope is you gotta respect Brady and all those weapons that Fournette just has all the running space.
Yep.
They're gonna blitz you. All right, here, catch the ball, Leonard Fournette. Yep. I'm the hardest QB out here in the world.
Oh, 1-on-1 with Mike Evans. Okay, boom. You're gonna come up out of that.
Yeah. Bruh, it's crazy.
Let's see here.
And
Francisco said heated about the CMC news. I traded for him in 7 leagues in the last 2 weeks to prepare for the playoffs. Wow. Now he's on IR. The trade deadline has passed.
Damn.
That sucks, dude. That sucks.
You know
Sorry,
what?
bro. Damn, that's all we can say, man. Gonna miss everybody.
And I'm gonna miss everybody.
And Chandler said, I was up by 10 going into last night's game. My opponent only had Lamar left. I won by 0.75. He said, that was my Sunday night miracle. Crazy.
You know what? I swear to God, I feel this miracle coming. The one I need. We're going to see a 30. I see a big game from DK and a big game from Gibson.
Okay, I'll take that one. Because I got DK and Gibson, and I gotta whoop J Match, man. I gotta humble him a little bit, bro. I gotta get him back for all that shit that he talked to us in the beginning, Bogard.
And then you get to come on the show on Friday night and take some victory laps.
Yes, and I'm telling him, listen, I'm coming from the wild card spot. Yes, sir. I'm coming from the 6th spot. Hey, Hustle, that's another thing in fantasy leagues. I think that should be maybe 7 teams in the playoffs for the highest scoring team outside of the playoffs, other than the top 6.
Well, I guess it's really just how is it, going to work? That's really what it comes down to. How's it all going to work moving forward?
So Jake Seeley does this, where the top 2 seeds get the bye week.
Okay.
Then 3, 4, and 5, they're in there.
Okay.
The 6th seed is whoever has the most points.
Outside of the playoffs. Okay.
So records don't matter for that. And that's insane. But it also
keeps everybody playing
here for points scored against.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you could have the most points scored against and you can't catch these W's, but like and you got all the points, bro. And you mean to tell me I can get in possibly? You know what I mean?
Here's what it comes down to. Like Sleeper, they don't offer any kind of shit like that. Like Yahoo, they don't offer anything like that. Like NFL, like they don't. I mean, those are the only ones that I really mess with. You got to get like My Fantasy League or like something like that. Like,
okay. What about manually? You can't put a team in the playoff manually as the
No, you can't do shit like that on Sleeper.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought you.
Well, just think of how many shady motherfuckers would be putting themselves in on that if they could do that.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought the commissioner had power to say, "No, I want this team, that team, and that team in the playoffs." Oh, okay.
No. And Austin said, "What does CHP mean in SDP?" so funny. Well, it means to me a lot of times this means California Highway Patrol, and SDPD is San Diego Police Department. But in this case, it means champion on Super Draft Pro, and the champion gets plus 50%. So like, who's the players? Who would be the top player tonight? Shit, I don't even know. On
hey, the CHP, man, we call them the highways, V.
Yep. Let's see.
You gotta look out for the PDs and highways.
Oh shit. So we got the champion and we got the co-champion tonight. So the champion gets plus 50%. So like Russell Wilson, he's a 1.0 multiplier. You put him in as your champion, he gets 1.5. You go farther down the list, guys have higher multipliers. And then the co-champion, they get plus 25%. So you're really picking 2 players that you think are going to go off more than everybody else. And then you get 4 super flex positions in addition to that. So you could play both QBs if you want. You could play all the running backs. You could do all wide receivers, tight ends, whatever you want to do. That's what's dope. A lot of options. And Second Take Extra said, bruh, do I win? I'm down 21.7, and I got Heineke.
Yeah, you got a great chance.
Hey, you in there. I think you in there. You just need 200 yards and 2 tugs. And he's probably going to get you like 30, 35 on the ground. Maybe I'll say 25. He'll probably get you 25 yards on the ground. He's going to throw for like a floor of 200 yards, and you're hoping for 2 TDs.
Yeah.
You're going to get your 21 points easily.
Hopefully throw a screen to Gibson for 70 or 80 or something.
I'm saying this is also – I'm speaking in 6-point passing touchdown.
Okay.
It could happen. Let's go. And then Second Take Extra, great call on AJ Dillon, bruh, and MVS. That was cutting edge.
Yep, appreciate that, bruh.
Oh, you already shit. He's a fantasy key sweat, bruh. Nobody does it better than him, bruh.
I guess it's Javonte time. Nobody.
Oh, yeah. Javonte season. So I've been talking about Javonte since the preseason that he was going to be a second half darling, and it's looking like it is happening.
Well, I mean, but Melvin Gordon still got more work.
Yep.
But he's also in the blue tent like half the game.
Yeah. I mean, the very first touch he got hurt. So considering that, like he didn't come back till like late in the game too. Considering that, I'm like, I don't think Javonte is running away with it yet, pun intended. I want him to, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, he ain't exactly wowing yet. He's still raw. I think he's still raw.
He was the leading receiver on the team yesterday. Just saying.
I didn't see that part. I know he had 5 receptions though.
Three for 57. So he went over 100. He had the touchdown. They both had the same amount of touches. Gordon had 17 touches for 83.
Yeah, but he didn't get the tug or the targets. The orange one, where is that, dude?
In the Matrix. Am I in the Matrix?
You're back.
No, you're out of it.
Okay. So I don't like to wish injury upon anybody, but Melvin Gordon always gets hurt during this time. And then what happens at the beginning of the game? He's already in the blue medical tent. So I'm not saying he's going to get hurt, but he literally gets hurt like this time, like every single season. So it just is what it is.
That's true.
In the Dream to Walk League, I'm just playing both Melvin Gordon and Javonte every week. I'm just playing them both.
Yeah. And David said, I'm hoping that Wilson has that birthday mojo and goes off for 3+ TDs.
Let's go.
I think I'm putting him in my co-champion, just taking a shot on him.
Yeah, get the extra 25%. And I don't think anybody's really gonna be using him tonight. You feel me?
There'll be people using him for sure. I mean, he'll be used, but
you're
we'll
right.
See.
One game.
Yeah, only one game going, and we got to pick 6 players. So, you start looking at some of the players here, it's like almost impossible not to get him in there somehow. All right, and Chase, what up, bro? Said, I guess you guys talked about Debo's injury already. More news to come on that. They don't really know the severity of the injury. He avoided major injury is what they said, but still don't know what his timetable is going to be.
Yep.
And Logan Davis says, you think Bobby Wagner can give me 24?
Yes.
Definitely can.
Oh, yeah.
It depends on your scoring system. If it's IDP 1, 2, 3, hell yeah, you got a great shot. But I don't know your scoring system, though.
You know what? He's gonna get a lot of tackles too. It's a team that's gonna want to run the ball against this sorry.
Yep.
Yep. And Chandler said, is Eli Mitchell the greatest waiver wire pickup of the season? I got him week 2. So I gotta say, Yeah, Chase already he said Chandler Patterson all the way. There's nobody better than Patterson this year, and a lot of it is because of the wide receiver running back dual eligibility.
Yep.
You could have him in as one of your top 2 running backs, one of your top 2 wide receivers, or in the flex, just depending on your team makeup. And I've got him in every position on a handful of teams, and all those teams are doing good.
Because that's pimping, bro. He could break any batch.
Hell yeah. And came back just like, throwing the team on his back like he does, like pimping always does.
He said, you had me out here, didn't you? He said, I had to come out here.
And if you were watching this show before the season started, we already knew that someone was going to make a difference over there in Atlanta, but we didn't know exactly who it was going to be. But we told you about it that very first Monday after the first set of games.
I think that was the first show we ever did. I think maybe of this series, right?
Yep. Hell yeah.
This award-winning, Emmy-nominated, all that shit.
Because everyone who listened, if you picked up Patterson with your week 2 waiver and you had the first waiver or something like that, money in the bank. Money in the bank.
Is in the Hustler 7 league, I had him at one point because we already had done the draft. And then I want to say he was still out there. And no one drafted him. He might have even been drafted and then dropped. But I remember I picked him up, and then I think I dropped him for like Wayne Goldman. When Wayne Goldman went there, I was like, what am I doing with a punt returner? Like, I had to pimp.
Man, so Jamestown's going to get me in the league that we're playing in the Hustler League 9, but I made a dope trade, and the trade just came to me. It was, hold on, let me tell you the exact trade so I don't mess it up here. It was, Corduroy Pimpin, I receive, and Derek Carr, and I trade away Zach Wilson and a 2022 third.
Damn, you didn't give up nothing for that.
Yeah. It's worked out all right. And Matt said, I hope Elijah Mitchell can repeat the performance versus Seahawks next week so badly. Yeah, we need a guy like him to ball.
He's a bell cow, bro. He's going to be good.
Yep. And Jonathan, do I trade Kelsey for Jamar Chase and Renfro? Even though both those guys are going to score more than Kelsey, I'm not trading Kelsey away.
No, I'm not. He's too consistent in a volatile position.
Especially this stage of the game, like not before the playoffs. Like, no way.
No.
You're living through his bye week and all. You already lived through his bye week. Like, that's the worst time to trade him.
Yep.
All right. And Chandler said that's fair. Patterson has become a brand new player. Hell yeah.
No, he ain't become a brand new player. No coaches knew how to use him.
I've been on him since 2013. I'm going to keep talking about this. Where I thought that he was going to be a legit wide receiver 1 in the NFL. Like, I remember drafting him in the 4th or 5th round. In I think back then that was 2013. I probably only played in 4 leagues, and I think I drafted him in all 4 leagues. And I hated him after that, but it wasn't his fault. It was the way that he was being used the entire time. They only they only lined him up out wide, and that was it. And he's a good kick returner.
Yep.
He doesn't have to run to go get the pass. It just comes to him and he runs. That's what he does. Get the ball in his hands and let him run.
There you go.
You know who figured that out too?
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? Let's give him the ball. More.
Yeah. He's too fast, too elusive. And Chase said Debo's a wide receiver who plays running back. Patterson is a running back that plays wide receiver. Could you imagine if Debo played enough snaps at running back the entire year to get dual eligibility? That would be fucking awesome.
That would be dope.
Yep.
Did he get one target yesterday?
It was 3 targets or something,
3
but
targets?
Everything was on the ground. Yeah, and those 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Everything is going to probably be like a flex. That's probably the new fantasy leagues. It's going to be listen, so many dual position guys. We just put out, just do flex. It's 8 flex spots, and you just can play whoever you want to play at them spots.
That's why you mean it is on Super Draft Pro, pretty much that's the future. That's the future right there.
Yep. You know what's funny is Russell Wilson, this after he won the Super Bowl, they had a little special on him, right? But they were talking about he was talking about football in the future. And he was in 2021, right? Because this is probably 2013 when he's saying this, right? He's in 2021, He's like, there won't be position designations. No. He's like, everybody can throw the ball, everybody can run the ball, everybody does it all.
Yep, hybrids. I've been talking about that the last 2 to 3 years. Hybrids.
Yeah, but that we're in 2021 now, but it's just funny because that seemed like so. In 2013 he was talking about it.
Yeah.
It seemed like, wow, you know what I mean? But if you think about it too, football does change, but it's all gradual change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, but unless there is things that they need to make changes like drastic, like not being able to jam someone up. How many yards do they give him now? Well, now you can't touch him anymore. After
5 yards.
It used to be 5 yards.
No, it still is 5 yards.
Oh, it's 5 yards. Yeah,
it used to be 10. It used to be 10.
Yeah, exactly. And like then the Legion of Boom comes around. They're like, you know what? No one can stop them. And this is how we can kind of nerf that style. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That and like moving the field goal, the extra point, the point after.
Yeah.
That closer or farther?
Farther.
Yeah, farther. That shit was crazy because you really saw it affect kickers.
And they made the goalpost skinnier as well at the same time. So they moved it back and they made the goalpost skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, fuck kickers. Like, I mean, it's not because I really don't like them. It's because they made it so it's harder for kickers now. It's just It is what it is. And Devin, he said, just got the SD that JC Money sent. Are you guys in it? The $10 one. I'm going to get in it. I saw that he sent it. I'm going to get in it. As soon as I get off this, I'm going to work on setting some lineups here.
Yep, me too.
And David said, Renfro, a very close second with 148 PPR through week 12. Patterson has 179. Woo, woo. Couple more. We got three more questions, then we're out of here. So Second Take Extra says, TD, what is the records in your league with the epic 0 RB idea?
So I'm in 12 leagues on Sleeper, 1 in ESPN, and 3 on my fantasy league. And out of 16 leagues, I say I got an opportunity to go to the playoffs in 6 or 7 of those leagues out of 17. Couple of them are 3 of them are dynasty, and one of them is an orphan team. So I actually have a chance to go to the playoffs in that orphan league. So in one of the leagues with Hustler, I'm out the playoffs. I'm rebuilding. That's the league that I sold off Keenan Allen for Kadarius Toney. In the other league, I'm 5-6, playing against the number 1 guy, and I'm down by 10 points. Even if I lose this week, I still probably might have an opportunity to come back in the playoffs as a number 6 spot because I have a lot of good players. I got Connor, I got Leonard Fournette. I got a lot of good players. So I think it's worked well for me this year. Not as well as I wanted, but who knows? I'm still fighting for the playoff spot. So I'll let you know, bro. I will keep you in tune.
And Russell Fry said can only start 3 wide receivers, have Justin Jefferson, D-Hop, Corduroy, Allen, Godwin, Antonio Brown. Lost CMC, so Corduroy goes in the RB to join Eckler, and Fournette and Madison on my bench. My tight end is Kelsey. I mean,
yeah, he's in a 3-man league.
Team is stacked. Last one, then we're getting out of here. Said Chandler, should I stick with Dallas Goedert this week or pick up Foster Moreau? I have Waller, but it sounds like he'll be out. I mean, it's not looking good. Yeah, I'm still going Dallas Goedert. I mean, some is going to depend on Hurts, if he's playing or not. I mean, it's still early, in the week, so we're not even hearing news about it, but they're going up against the Jets. Like, we really want that.
Yep. And don't get cute. This is what I call getting cute, trying to chase some points because of a backup. No, you have Dallas Goedert. You have to start him, especially over Foster Moreau. Now, if you had somebody like George Kittle or Mike Gesicki, maybe, but nah, you go ahead and roll out Dallas Goedert, bro. No matter what he does, you can't get mad at it. It's just the tight end that you have on your team.
Yep. And then last one, Anthony needs a Monday night miracle. Well, maybe, potentially. He said, will Russell Wilson and Terry McLaurin get me 35 points?
Possible.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
Very possible. All you need it's like 22 points for Russ and 12 for or 13 from McLaurin. That's feasible.
Yep.
6 catches, 70 yards. You get your 13 points for McLaurin. You know what I mean? If he hits the pay dirt, gets in the end zone, makes it that much easier.
Yep.
There we go. All right. And Chandler says, got you, TD. Thanks, y'all. Hell yeah. We're getting up out of here. TD, tell everyone where to find you at.
Guys, go to any social media platform and type in what you see on the screen. Fantasy Good Sports with no spaces. Also, guys, go sign up for Super Draft Pro. We all three have a link. Go to the description box. If you're on Hustler channel, click his link. If you're on Bogard channel, click his link. If you're on my channel, click this link. Listen, guys, we are a growing platform. If you get in now, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. And if you wait late, you might miss the boat. So get in there. We're going to be inviting y'all into leagues to play against us and everything. So sign up for Super Draft Pro. Also, guys, I have an OnlyFans. Sign up for my OnlyFans. It's only $10 a month right now. As my channel grows, I'm going to have to up that because I can't get to the value. So by me having to answer more questions, I'm going to have to raise it to $20. But if you sign up this year for $10, you grandfather clause in for life. So make sure you sign up for the OnlyFans. And I'm not taking any clothes off, by the way. I'm providing fantasy football content.
There we go. Bogart, tell them where to find you at.
Yeah. You can subscribe at the GMM Network. Follow me at the GMM Network on IG and Twitter and soon to be Facebook. I swear.
One of these years, hopefully in 2021, he'll be there. All right.
I'll take the under.
There we go. And then everyone just go to fantasyfootballhustler.com. You can go get to my Patreon there. You can go get signed up for Super Draft Pro there as well. Go follow me on all social media. We got the IG giveaway going down right now. That is for the Matt Judon signed jersey. Go check out the post. It's the most recent post there. And yeah, go follow me on every podcast. Go leave me a review on Apple as well. We'll see you guys later. We got
it's our birthday tomorrow, bro. And we're going to do the Playmaker show. And if you're available, man, I would love to bring you on.
So for the Playmakers, what we got to do, we need to have like a playoff push like episode where it's like we're going to look at teams that have the best, just playoff schedules, things like that, defenses, things like that. Maybe potential trades that you can make like right now if it's still like if this is like the last week. Your trade deadlines, like all that kind of stuff. That's what we should break down on the Playmakers this week.
Okay, I'm with it.
Hell yeah. There we go. Magic just happened. We'll see you there. Peace.
Peace.